Okay, let's be honest. You've probably already spent an hour scrolling today, maybe even more, right? But have you ever, really stopped to think about what that glowing screen is actually doing to you? Well, let's find out.
So we're going to trace the ripple effects of all that screen time. And I mean, we're going deep. From the tiny chemical reactions happening inside your brain to the physical strain on your body, and even into those quiet moments long after you finally put your phone down.
All right, so where does this all begin? Well, it starts right here, inside your brain, with this really simple but incredibly powerful loop. It's basically designed to do one thing: keep you coming back for more. Believe it or not, it all boils down to this one tiny chemical called dopamine. You can kind of think of it as the do-it-again molecule in your brain. So whenever you see a notification, boom, your brain gets a little hit of this feel-good chemical. And guess what? It immediately wants another one.
And this is the loop that gets us hooked, right? A notification pops up, you get that little dopamine hit, you feel that brief moment of satisfaction, and then you're already craving the next one. It's a perfect endless cycle. And the craziest part? The rewards are totally unpredictable. You never know which swipe is going to show you something cool, and that just makes the craving even stronger.
So over time, this loop literally starts to retrain our brains. We get used to craving these constant, super easy hits of satisfaction. And what happens then? Well, we start choosing those small, quick digital rewards over the bigger, more meaningful ones that, actually take some effort to achieve.
Okay, but the effects aren't just happening in our heads. Nope. All that time we spend looking down at our screens, it comes with a very real, very physical price tag.
So on the left, you see what a healthy, aligned posture looks like. But on the right, yeah, that's tech neck. We all know it, right? That familiar forward head tilt that puts just a massive amount of strain on your neck and your shoulders.
And that little tilt, it has a huge impact. I mean, just tilting your head forward is like putting a 60-pound weight on your neck. Seriously. To put that in perspective, imagine carrying an 8-year-old kid around on your shoulders for hours every single day. That's the kind of strain we're actually talking about here.
And it's not just our necks either. Our eyes are working overtime too. I mean, just staring at that tiny bright screen for hours on end can cause what's called digital eye strain. And that leaves you with, dry, irritated eyes, sometimes blurry vision, and yeah, even those awful tension headaches.
But here's where it gets really surprising. The most powerful effects might be the ones that stick around long after you've actually put the phone down. It's kind of like this lingering shadow that follows you into the rest of your day, and even into the night.
See, our bodies have this natural 24-hour clock, right? And as evening rolls around, our brain starts producing melatonin. That's the hormone that tells us it's time to sleep. But when you bring the blue light from your phone into the picture, it's like hitting a giant pause button on your body's whole getting ready for bed routine. Yeah, that blue light is basically like an alarm clock for your brain. It's screaming, hey, it's daytime. Stay awake, even when you're trying to wind down. And the result? It makes it way harder to fall asleep, and the sleep you finally do get is often lighter and just not as refreshing.
And it's not just our sleep that's taking a hit. All that constant jumping between different apps, notifications, and feeds, it literally trains our brains to be distracted. It's exactly like this quote says, we're developing a fractured attention span. It just gets harder and harder to focus on one single thing for any real length of time.
So, when you put all of these pieces together, what does it all add up to? Let's take a look at the big picture of what 5 hours of scrolling really does.
Okay, so it really boils down to this. First, it rewires our brain's reward system. Second, it puts a ton of physical strain on our bodies. Third, it completely messes with our natural sleep cycle. And finally, it trains our minds for distraction instead of focus. It's this whole cascade of effects that really touches every single part of our lives.
So now that we've seen the whole journey, right? From just one little notification all the way to a restless night, it leaves us with a really important question. How do we even begin to reclaim our focus in a world that's pretty much designed to take it away?
Because at the end of the day, maybe the first step to changing our habits isn't just about deleting apps. Maybe it's about truly understanding what they're doing to us in the first place.